So guys, this is the kit I'm going to be building. This is the one that came free with, I think it's the November or December edition of Railway Modeler. So as you can see, I've already taken it off the magazine and opened it. But inside here comes your plastic selection of pieces, and as you can see it on the camera, some of these pieces are textured, and I'm going to start by removing them all from this the plastic joiners. So let's get on with that. Right, so as you can see from that clip there, I've removed the main body of the house, which are these 4 components here. And as you can see on here, these all join together to make the outside shell of the house, but they're also painted in the same colour. So what I think I'm going to do, if you follow the instructions in the magazine, it'll probably tell you this as well. But I'm going to paint the guttering, the windows, the door, the roof, and these extra roof pieces while they're still attached to this, just so they're easier to paint, and then I can let them dry and clip them off, remove them. But to do this house, I'm going to join these all together first, let it dry, and then paint it all at once. Well, when I say paint, I'm actually going to be using this concrete modelling pigment, or concrete coloured modelling pigment, and that's how I'm going to run it over these reddish bricks and get this nice sort of white lining effect. So let's get on with that. So as you can see, that's all glued now. Just a couple of tips. Well, the glue I used was this super glue, Gorilla Glue, which is absolutely brilliant. I use this for most things on my layouts. Bought so many pots of it now, I can't even think to imagine how much I've spent on it, but this is super good stuff. It dries nice and quickly. It's like a gel-like substance. And then also when you're removing them from this, it's always important to remember that when you're removing it, you get the piece and scrape along the edge, the inside edge, to remove any of these nasty plastic bits. So it means you get a nice clean flush finish on all 4 sides. So now I'm going to use the concrete weathering pigment and give this a light dusting and see how it turns out. Excuse the mess I made doing that, but as you can see, especially in some parts of this, you can see the way the white's really starting to get in between all the bricks, which I think is starting to look really nice. So to do that, as you saw in the time lapse, I ended up finding the best technique was to get lots of it in one scoop, if you like, out the pot, and then to almost jab it down to push it between the gaps, which makes for a rather nice effect. So to darken off these corners, as I plan for this to be an abandoned building, I'm going to use the Humble Black weathering powder, and I'm going to now weather all the edges and all the archways and things, just to make it look a bit run down and old. So yeah, let's get on with that. As you can see, I definitely don't claim to be no expert weatherer, but I'm quite pleased so far as to how that's turning out. The different colours give it a look as if it's been sat there for quite a while. And of course, as I say, this is going to be an abandoned one, so I'm going to do a sort of like boards across the door and a smashed window, maybe some graffiti on there. But yeah, for now I'm happy with that first bit. So we're going to move on to the roof, and to do this I'm going to paint them in Humble Matte number 27. So let's get on with that. Right, now I've painted them and going to let them dry for a little bit. I'm going to also, while I've got the paints out, paint everything else that's on this plastic sheet as well. So I'm going to do the door black as well as the guttering, and then I'm going to use the white for the window, and the chimney toppers I'm going to use a light matte grey. So yeah, let's get on with that. As you can see from that time lapse, everything on here is now painted. So I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes and get to work on painting the windowsill with a superfine brush, the white along here. So yeah, let's go on with that. Right, it's been a few minutes now, and as you can see, I've cut a couple of the components out. I've already stuck the window in under the painted windowsill, so I'm just going to put the door in now. And it's quite simple. All you've got to do is get the your painted door, go inside the building, as you can see here, a bit messy on the inside, but ignore that. And you just need to put glue just around inside of this door arch, a bit at the top, a bit on the sides, and then all you need to do is get your door, turn it around to the front, like this, slide it in like that. Make sure it's nice and tight so there's no gaps, because obviously that door is sitting inside the door frame, which is what you're fitting. So give it a good push in. As you can see, that's flush now with the rest of the building. So now I've got to this stage, I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to time lapse putting the roof on. See you in a second. As you've seen from the last time lapse, I've finished the roof, and I also, while I was waiting for that to finish, glued this chimney pot, which was extremely fiddly. As you can see, I accidentally painted it, so I had to get that off, but I'm now going to fix this onto here. I'm then going to remove the guttering, which is now dried, from this plastic sheet here, and attach the various bits of guttering round the front here. I'm going to have slightly, because obviously I'm doing an abandoned building, I'm going to have the guttering at a slight angle, as if it's not been used for a while. And then the final thing I'm going to do is some smashed glass, which is quite simple. You're going to get a piece of plastic, and then what you want to do with a pair of scissors is go at it, cutting little triangles out like this. And then remove them like that, so you've got this kind of jaggedy effect. And then when you put it inside, you won't be able to see on this camera, but once you put it inside and line it up, it'll look like, if I can get this on the camera, it'll look like, oh, wait for it to focus, it'll look like, if I line it up there, it's smashed glass. So I'm going to put that in, and then I'll come back in a second. Right guys, so as you can see, I've now got the guttering in, the smashed window in, gutter around the back there as well, the chimney's all stuck down. So all that's left for me to do now really is to get the chimney pot on. I want to put some wooden boards across the door to make, obviously it's an abandoned building, so I want to make it look like it hasn't been used in a while, and then let all this glue dry, all the paint dry, any slight patches that still need to dry. Give it a big coat of weathering. I'm not claiming to be a professional modeller, but I'll try my best. And then hopefully at the end I'll show you guys what my final product is. Obviously I haven't really got a layout to put it on at the moment, but it's definitely going to be ready there for when there's a time to use it. So thank you for watching. So it's probably not the best job you've seen in the world, but all the same, please subscribe. Let me know what you think down below if you want to see anything else, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.